I'd do a little drawing for your entertainment while I give you the daily update. I don't know if you heard that, but I think my cat wanted to say hi as well. That's why I laughed. And anyhow, yesterday we drew the card that is over here to my left at the end of the day. Unexpected good news. And yeah, I'd say I had some unexpected good news. I found a request for an interview in my inbox for one of the jobs that I applied for it last year also, and I didn't make it anywhere, so that's why I say it was unexpected. It was just a video interview where you record your answers and send it into them, one-sided interview, but, good news nonetheless, positive turn of events. And then I did play in the $5 poker tournament last night, and this card made more than one very interesting appearance, plenty of them, but I only took a screenshot, wrote down the information for a couple of them. So when I was, I believe it was level 13, it was, which is nearing the mystery bounty period where you can start winning some money, but not yet there by 6 levels. It's when people either tighten down or get really crazy. And usually I try to tighten down, but I got Ace King, Ace of Hearts, King of Diamonds to be specific, and obviously that's a good hand mathematically speaking. It means refuge and confidence in tarot, and I was feeling extremely confident about taking refuge, feeling safe about playing that hand. So, but also refuge means to hide out, find your safe place. And somehow really at the very, very beginning of the hand, can't remember exactly why, but I just said, oh, you are so gonna just keep betting into this pot even though I have the best possible hand. I saw that happening before we started really playing the hand. As soon as I knew it was going to be me and one other person. And on the flop, we got Jack, Queen, 3. Jack of Diamonds, confusion. Queen of Clubs, assertiveness. And 3 of Clubs, deceit. So, again, several signs that would confirm what I had said before those cards showed up, that he would try to deceive me and confuse me with whatever he bet. And I knew that and was, going to be confident and check to him and let him bet because I had the ability to bet first in the hand at every single street. So he did. He bet kind of small. I did not raise him though because I wanted to just keep him betting into me, even though, I didn't flop a pair or anything. I just was very, very confident that my hand was going to be the best by the time we made it to the river. So he bet the flop. He bet the turn. The turn was 2 of Hearts, the little things. He was the small stack in this hand. And that's why I had assessed that he was going to play that way, because of the fact that he was a small stack. And we were quickly approaching time when he really needed some more money. So that did not scare me. It did not make me think that he was lucky just because the little things showed up. And so we continued, especially because he again bet a very small bet, the little thing. And it might have been bare minimum, but it wasn't much more than bare minimum bet, if that. So, guess what came on the river? 10 of Hearts. I was literally thinking, as we put out our turn bets before the river card was dealt, I thought, yeah, no problem. I don't mind calling that. It's still got several kings, several aces, 3 and 3, plus all the 10s. Because in my mind, he had a pair of jacks or a pair of queens. And it would seem that I'm correct. I won the hand. He did not show his on the river. So I guess that's all I'm going to do, because I only have one more quick story for you, and I might as well start shuffling for the intuition test. So the other possible sign, it wasn't of the 10 of Hearts, but in the tournament, again, the hand that I played really dumb in the end that lost me most of my chips was 6 of Diamonds, 6 of Hearts. And this is the 6 of Prosperity is how I describe it in shorthand, but it's prosperity that you have to work long and hard for. And to be honest, I had gotten pretty lucky several times. I wasn't playing cards that were necessarily ahead pre-flop, like the Ace King, all the time. And I was getting a good amount of unexpected good news. So I probably should have known that the fact that someone else raised first was my sign that I was being supported with a sign, and prosperity would come later. But I pushed all in, and I lost 2 pocket aces. He had the Ace of Initiative and the Ace of Spades, which is exactly what would mean the person who went all in first, the all in, he increased his odds to wins by going all in. And I also was up against 10 of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts. So I had pocket 6s, one person had pocket aces, the other one had pocket 10s, and the unexpected good news was in favor of the aces, who got 2 people to call him with their inferior pocket pair, and they did hold. He got an ace on the flop and just destroyed us. And 2 hands later, I decided with my one whole big blind that I had left to go all in, holding prosperity, because now I was needing to work very hard to make it to the end, and effort and capability. I thought that these cards were capable of a win. So, and at this point, I was going to be slow and steady no matter what, because I wasn't going to gain a lot of chips. I had literally one big blind left. I lost. But why do I mention this? Because in the end, I ended up in 67th place out of 860 people, and I won $11.64, which is actually a net profit of $6.64. And I thought that was pretty funny. A sign that I should have been a little more slow and steady in that case, and also that perhaps this little win is actually going to continue to propel me towards the prosperity that I desire. So there's your fun story for the day, and a little peek into one of my types of art that I do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the red and black test. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to hold the cards in my hand for a couple of seconds and then turn it over. If I get it right, I'll put it on the left. If I get it right, I'll put it on the right. If I get it wrong, I'll put it on the left. And this deck only has 50 cards, which I sillily pointed out yesterday as making it very easy to calculate the percentage once we're done, and then when we were done said, I can't do the math because I had already forgotten that I set myself up nicely. I was thinking it was 52. So today we're going to do the math very easy in the end. So without further ado, here we go. Red. Red. Black. 50-50. I hope you're not hearing all the background noise that I'm hearing right now. Apologies if you are. I don't have a lot of choice. It was super quiet when I started recording. Black. 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 Red. Black. Red. Red. Black. I saw a rainbow that time. I guess maybe rainbow is intuition because I was the queen of intuition. Makes sense to me. Black. 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 Red. Black. 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 Excuse me. Black. my cat. Black. 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 Red. Black. Red. Red. 24 right. 48%. Worse than yesterday, but not my worst score yet. I was thinking, even though you have a 50% chance of getting each guess correctly, I have never actually asked ChatGPT or anyone who's greater at math than me, what are your chances of guessing correctly at least half of the time when you do 50 guesses? I mean, I've assumed that, I suppose that's why they call it 50-50, but you know what they say about assuming, right? So, I don't know. It just crossed my mind the other day, like, is it really, really true that a human being, well, the odds mean that the coin, say you're flipping a coin, is going to fall heads or tails half of the time. Doesn't mean that a human being can guess it correctly half of the time just because it falls that way half of the time. So at what frequency would the average human being guess it correctly? I don't know. Piece of knowledge I need to look into. So after that rambling, let's go ahead and move on to the manifestation exercise. So I also realized after the fact that I made a little bit of a boo-boo on yesterday's manifestation. So I had failed to think about the fact that, you know, it was a three-way poker hand with three people all in, and I didn't win the main pot, but I won the side pot. And I had not accounted for that in my research scenario. I don't know why. And so therefore I just said I didn't manifest the winner. But in the end, what I've decided is that I 50% manifested the winner because I got one of the two pots that I could have won. So I put half yes and half no on my chart of whether or not I manifested the hand yesterday. So today we are going to do King of Diplomacy, King of Hearts, and Queen of Decisiveness, also known as the Rachel Queen, named after Rachel in the Bible, who Jacob, forgetting his name all of a sudden, I believe it was Jacob, worked like a bazillion years it is to win Rachel's hand. Her father kept one-upping the game. Every time the man did what was supposedly required in order to marry Rachel, then Dad would say, well, 7 more years of work, 7 more years, 7 more years. So that's why Rachel is said to represent decisiveness, because both she and the person who wanted to marry her were dead set on that. That's what decisiveness is. When I say diplomacy for the King of Hearts, all of the hearts are emotion cards. So I read the King of Hearts as a reminder not to let your heart get the best of you, but to be diplomatic and, you know, I think of it as a follow the rules card, but just make sure your heart and your head are in balance, more or less. So if I was playing 1-3, no limit hold'em, and in the cutoff decent position with only $275, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people folded before me, I might raise to $10. You know, that's only 3 times big blind, a little bit. And so then say the button folds, small blind calls with only 150 behind, and big blind re-raises to 25 with 425 behind. So he's got a fair amount more than me, and he's putting on some pressure. Do I want to just call, or do I want to re-raise? I'm thinking, because it's diplomacy, diplomatic, and decisiveness, I was originally trying to mix those 2 words together and create a new one, I think I would just call. I'm thinking GTO would agree with me on that, but friendly reminder of the day that all of this is for entertainment purposes only, and just the point is that every time you ponder out a hand, you're going to learn something from it. So if you decide to learn by not putting money at risk and doing a playable hand, you're going to learn without putting money at risk. And yes, there are crazy people who will play in any kind of scenario that you can possibly write up. So I feel there is benefit to, especially, I'm talking in 1, 3, 2, 5, smaller tournaments, etc. There's always somebody crazy who is going to play like that. It's a little less often in the bigger games, but those games have them too. They purposely, everybody wants action. If there's no one in the game that's playing crazy, then it's no fun. So write the hand however you want. Ponder it, make up a backstory as to why somebody would do that, and then later go check the math of it and see how crazy that actually was, or if it could work out. Because, after we write the action, we can ask the awesome deck to tell me how I won, and we'll get the rest of those cards. So, anyways, I call, and I'm gonna say that small blind calls for more fun. I've been doing lots of three-way all-in before the flop, but I think I'll make it a little bit more difficult for me to manifest a winner in a way today. Not a winner, but to manifest a hand that makes perfect sense. I'm gonna, give it more streets of betting and player action to have to respond to. So we will end up writing the flop here, but we're gonna deal it out later. And so then we're gonna say that on the flop, right off the bat, that is when the small blind decides to push us all in. And a big blind re-raises. All in to push me all in because he wants to call. And, because we're talking about playable hands and me winning, I'm just going to say that I call. Oops, we don't need an A. I all in. Okay, so then we'll get a turn and a river and we'll write them down there. So let's get the king and queen out here, and then we'll be ready. There she is. All right, so I am going to be last. We're going to deal a small blind and then big blind over here. I think you can see those a little better. I'll stick them over there for you. There you go. Okay. Awesome deck. Please show us, how I won this hand with King Queen offsuit in the cutoff against small blind and big blind. Show me what hands they decided to play with. Show me what cards came on the flop that caused small blind to push all in, big blind to go over the top, and made me want to call. Show us what cards, excuse me, show us what cards led to me winning this hand. Okay. Small blind, big blind, small blind, big blind, burn, and we got the flop. There's a king, turn, and river. Well, I got a pair of kings, so let's see if I won and if the hand makes full sense. So small blind would have to show first, and what do we got? 10-7 offsuit. Well, he did not beat me, so that's good for me. But would he have played this hand like that? I don't think so. Not unless he was a super, super duper fish. But, I mean, this is what this hand implies. Gullibility, being in love with the hand, getting your heart broken. This is empty achievement, like you get a pair, or you think, oh, I finally got a 10. And you should have been content with the riches that you had and not be seeking to gain too much too fast. He was the smallest stack in the hand, smallest stack in the table, the way I wrote it. So some people start to feel very desperate at that time and play even more crazy. So minor chance that makes sense as to having been played that way. Big blind, let's see what we got. 5-7. I mean, he did have quite a large stack, and again, these are tarot speaking, are cards that kind of match that action. Overconfidence is the key word on here. It's supposed to be a warning, but sometimes you act overconfident and try and warn people like, I'm going to push you all in no matter what because I'm the big stack of the table. And paired with aggression, disruption is the number one keyword I use with this, but you can disrupt someone or they can disrupt you. So did the end justify the means for him? Well, he had the chance to take out two of us. And I mean, it makes a little more sense that he would have continued aggression on the flop if he was a fish and total crazy person. At least he had a gut shot straight draw. A 6 would have given him a straight. But again, only someone who is super overconfident and trying to push around their chip stack to disrupt the other players would have played that way. But in that way, it makes some sense. And ta-da! I manifested the winner. So yay me. We got the manifestation exercise today. And that makes 2.5 times out of 6, I believe it is. Haven't noticed. Numbers get jumbled in my head quickly and easily. I'm actually decent at math, but I just hate talking it out on camera and in person because I end up saying really dumb things. So that would be one of the reasons that I try to avoid these somewhat live videos, but I'm over it. I mean, I was avoiding these, obviously, and I'm not avoiding them now. We're doing this now all the time. So, on that note, I will see you again tomorrow, but let's do a card of the day so that I know what to watch out for and you might know what to watch out for. Awesome deck, tell us what we need to hear. What advice do we need today? Oh, another 6. Rationalizing. Better safe than sorry. So, use your logic, think it out, be slow, take it safe. Don't take any big risks is basically what this card is trying to say. So, on that note, funny enough, I already decided in advance, even though I placed in last night's $5 tournament, I'm going back down to the $1 tournament today and playing it safe, trying to build from that. So I already decided that before it told me, but I'm going to keep this in mind for, at least the next 24 hours. Hope to see you in the next video, and I hope to have my World Series of Poker series, first video for that series up Thursday or Friday maybe, so stay tuned. Hope you have an awesome day.